Thanks for pressing play on another Pay Me No Mind sports and entertainment video. Wow. Former Olympian, pretty boy Josh Kelly, just beat down by Avanesyan. Um, the fight was stopped in the sixth round. Was one knockdown by Avanesyan off of a pretty powerful combination, about four hooks, left-right hooks. Josh Kelly inside where he probably didn't have any business being. It was stopped officially at 2 minutes and 15 seconds in the sixth round. Kelly's corner man actually threw the towel in to stop the fight. Kelly started out great. He was looking real sharp, good reflexes, all of the stuff that we liked to see from Kelly with the quickness, reflexes, and the little sauce that he adds to his game. And he got out of the gates quick against Avanesyan. Avanesyan was like the first big international fighter that I saw. Him against Peterson back in the day in Cincinnati at Xavier, Ohio. At Xavier in Cincinnati, Ohio. And that was a hell of a fight, Lamont Peterson. And so I knew he was a resilient guy, and, kind of was shook that Kelly was getting off to the start that he was getting into. But Kelly looked really good physically, looked really big. Like I said, sharp, firing on all cylinders, and just was controlling the action early. He actually rocked David Avanesyan with a left hook in the second round. And then he started showboating. And that's been my knock with him. We saw it against Ray Robinson. The showboating, fighting with his hands down, not being busy enough, getting hit. And that's what was going on here. I mean, starting from the third round on, Avanesyan actually opened up the third round with some left and right hooks. Got into a southpaw stance briefly. Another left hook to the body by Avanesyan. And just Josh Kelly just started losing control of the fight. And, the hungrier, busier, scrappier guy just started wrestling, away control of the fight. Kelly comes back in the fourth round and started outclassing Avanesyan again with the movement, fighting with his hands lowered, jabbing from different angles, some lead rights and whatnot. Again, with that style that looks good, it looks good, but nothing was really hurting Avanesyan too much or discouraging him. There was a butt in the fourth round that caused a cut on the right eye of Josh Kelly. He was also bleeding from the left side of his head, the back of his head, and so he's already looking beat up a little bit. We get into the fifth round. Kelly starts to walk him down, maybe to fight him at his own game. He's pushing him back, and Avanesyan was kind of dealing with it a little bit. It was a late small flurry from Avanesyan, and then my note was that Kelly was just taking silly shots, had his hands down. It's almost like if you're gonna do some of this, he came out of that Philly shell that he had earlier in the fight. But if you're going to dance around a guy and have your hands low and trying to, add all this sauce and be a showman, you got to have better awareness of what your range is and when a guy can touch you and when he can't. And he was slipping off of him and spinning him and doing some stuff and then running into shots just because his hands were down. So he made Avanesyan's job pretty easy for him. We get into round 6. I got it a minute and 20 seconds, a good left hand a big left hand from DA that kind of rocked Josh Kelly. And then moments later was when he got into this 4-punch combination where Kelly's glove hit the ground. Kelly tried to play it off like it wasn't a knockdown. The referee determined that it was and gave him a count. They started the action resumed, and then Avanesyan started attacking. He's doing his post-fight interview right now. But then Avanesyan started attacking again, and the corner smart and wisely got up on the apron and threw the towel in to stop the fight. As after one of those, after one of the combinations, as Josh Kelly was backing away, he stumbled on his foot to show you that his legs weren't there, and I'm just kind of shocked, man. I mean, like I said, I know Avanesyan is tough, a gritty dude, pretty hungry, relentless, and like I said, man, all of that showboating stuff, that's just not gonna work with guys like that. Even when he was trying to walk Avanesyan down, because like I said, he looked bigger and wider through the shoulders and whatnot. So he was trying to get inside and get his head onto Avanesyan's chest. But again, it just you got to have your hands up, man. Appreciate you. What's going on, Corey Evans? I'm about to get on off of here. I got something quick to do before the other fights come on. It's about to be on ESPN Plus in about 30 minutes. This fight was actually on DAZN. But yeah, man, I'm kind of shocked. Again, that was the questions about Pretty Boy Kelly. All of this looking pretty and the looks and all of that type of stuff. That's short-lived in boxing. We saw what Floyd was able to do with it. That's one thing, but Kelly just doesn't seem to focus long enough. And like I said, if you're gonna stand in front of guys with your hands down, you're eventually gonna run into some problems, and that's what happened. Avanesyan is not really he's not really. I mean, he's a serious guy. He's always a threat. And he ground, like I said in the title, he ground this dude up trying to be pretty and got him out of there. So good win from him. He retains his European title and welterweight title, and we'll see what happens to Josh Kelly. Some of the other fights on there, the heavyweight Fisher took out Gordon. That was his first fight. That was his debut. He said he only had 4 amateur fights. So a lot of work left for him, but he got Gordon out of there in the first round. What was the other cat on there? Florian Marcoux against Ryland Charlton. And it was somewhat of a decent fight. It ended up getting stopped in one of either the last round or the 9th round or something. Charlton's corner through the towel win. That fight was so-so. I can't even remember the other names on there, to be honest. I really just wanted to see this fight, and I don't know, man. We'll see what Kelly does, how he bounces back. Get ready to see what Eddie Hearn says about it. That was obviously being a welterweight and having all of the looks and the Olympic pedigree and all of that stuff. Obviously, Kelly was probably somebody that Hearn hoped to be able to do big things, and this is not necessarily the end for him. Maybe like I said, this is a reminder that it's serious out there. That all of that that flashiness and styling and taunting dudes and talking and showboating and whatnot. You gotta bring a lot with that to make that work. So maybe it's a chance for him to take it a little bit more serious. Be way more defensively responsible, manage that distance a lot better, and work more. He was jabbing early and having some success with that, and then the jab just went away for some reason. So you definitely got to know what your strengths are, stick to your strengths. That's what Avanesyan did, and that's why he was successful. So anyway, man, that's it. Like I said, I'm getting ready for this the action over on ESPN Plus. Deep card on ESPN tonight. Edwin Rodriguez at 140. Gabriel Flores is in with a bit of a step up. Sonny Canto is back. I was wondering where the hell he was all of last year. Heavyweight out of Philadelphia. There was somebody else on there that I wanted to see. Salute. What's up, J8? But I'm going to get on off of here. Enjoy the rest of the fights tonight. Showtime at 9 p.m. Eastern Time with Adrian Broner against Giovanni Santiago. Heavyweights on there with Otto Valin and Dominic Brazil. I think that one's going to be pretty good. I'm going to come back on later on tonight Yeah, I'll be back on later on tonight. And then the fight that I'm really interested in seeing is the 140 fight between Robert Easter Jr. and Ryan Martin. I don't know why, other than this. Let's keep it a buck. We don't see a lot of black fighters face other black fighters. So it's a certain, I think for all different ethnicities, there's a certain way that there's a certain fighting style, there's certain attributes, there's a certain competitive spirit that different ethnicities have. And I think in boxing, we rarely get to see two black fighters face off against one another. So I guess it's just so rare to me. I guess we saw Stevenson and Yoka Khan Clary. I guess we saw that a little while ago. But honestly, man, when we get into some of the eliminators and some of the top 10 guys, we rarely see black dudes fight other black dudes. So maybe that's why the fight is so intriguing to me. I just want, and Ryan Martin was going somewhere at one point in time, before running into Josh Taylor in the World Boxing Super Series. So I want to see, he's come back with a couple of knockdowns fighting down in Florida. I think he fought at least once last year, maybe twice. I just want to see what that fight is about. For some reason, I'm intrigued about that one. Let me get on out of here, man. Enjoy the rest of the action. Man, I thought Avanesyan was going to get his ears boxed off, but that's what happens when you stick to it. I'm out of here. Don't let them count you out. Peace.